Time for another stock review. Bit more complicated, this one. It's a Chinese company with some Irish connections. Pinduoduo, TEMU's the product, PDD Holdings. Confused? I was confused when I started putting it together. I hope you won't be confused for long though. Smash the like button, consider subscribing to the channel. We're going to take a deep dive into this company and parts of it. It's a little bit complicated, so I know it'll take a little bit of thought, this one. So get down on your keyboards, rub your chin, shout at the screen. Do you need to do all this? I don't know. Do you need to do all this sort of shouting and aggression? You don't. You can make money easily. The hard part is to keep it. Let's print some money. Is it the right time to buy this stock? Is the numbers adding up? Well, let's cover it all on this review. We're going to look at PDD Holdings. We're also going to look at TEMU. There it is. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to share with you some information. We're going to look at the breaking news and explain and clarify exactly what this is, because it does get a bit confusing. This is being made for one of my members who's very interested in TEMU. Why is he interested in TEMU? Well, it was all over the Super Bowl a couple of days ago. This is what happened. Chinese e-com titan TEMU. This is what he's essentially interested in. Spends millions on the Super Bowl ads to buy US popularity. Advertised like a billionaire, Chinese online mega retailer TEMU taught Americans that it's pronounced TEMU. If I pronounce that right, I hope so. In 6 Super Bowl ads, each 30-second ad cost $7 million. I had a couple of ads. I was promoting my show. Oi, check me out on YouTube and Rumble. Did you hear it? It was very quick. It was like half a second. And TEMU sweetened its cartoonish commercials with 10 million in giveaways to boost its US popularity. Go China. Don't try and influence anybody at all, will you? Anyway, TEMU, which launched in late 2022, has grown wildly fast for a corporate toddler as it pulls money from its deep-pocketed parent PDD Holdings. Are you starting to learn a little bit about this now? Which owns Chinese e-com Pinduoduo. Are you confused? So we're talking TEMU, a product run by Pinduoduo under the banner of PDD Holdings. This is China. This is what they do. It gets very, very complicated. So let's go back. I'm making this during a live video. So we have to look at PDD Holdings because that's the way you access it, right? But the product that you're buying, what you're interested in, is TEMU. Make sense? Okay, let's go further into it. You've got to explain it. All right. I hope you're with me so far. So, what is TEMU? Well, as we can see here, TEMU is under the holdings company. Oh, hang on.
Thanks for the review. You were always helpful and accurate.
Absolutely. It's got to be right. It took some time to put it together and it's being made live, but there you go. That's the challenges of what we're doing here. So this is what we're talking about. It's an online retailer. Okay. It's an online retailer, a bit like Amazon, I suppose, selling good old cheap knockoffs, probably. I mean, it's a Chinese, style, online retailer. So, we all understand where we're going with this, right? But it can make a lot of money. People like buying cheap stuff. Look at that. You can buy yourself a little pair of pliers for 19 cents. Going to be great. I mean, going to be cheap. Going to make somebody some money. I'm not suggesting you go out and buy it, but I'm just, giving you the full picture. Now, this is under the parent company of PDD Holdings. And TEMU stock over the Super Bowl. Remember, you can't buy TEMU. So understand it's PDD, Pinduoduo, which is PDD Holdings. TEMU took over the Super Bowl. The Chinese took over the Super Bowl. What does that mean for PDD stock? TEMU is a full focus today following its Super Bowl ad. Is in full focus today. Let's have a look. Pinduoduo turned many heads with a TEMU ad in Super Bowl LV111. What is that 54, isn't it? Is that, no, 58. 58. I think that's 58. Sorry, I'm not American. I didn't even watch Super Bowl. Find it boring. I'm just saying. Maybe you unsubscribe just for that. I don't know. This buzz has sent shares rising as the company's garners attention. PDD stock may finally be getting the turnaround it needs to stay in the green. Pinduoduo. PD Holdings, TEMU. You confused? I'm confused. TEMU proved yesterday that it's coming to US markets. The Chinese e-commerce disruptor has drawn significant criticism from both customers and industry experts that have accused of spying on users. Oh dear. But that hasn't stopped the shopping app, owned by Chinese conglomerate Pinduoduo, PDD Holdings, from working hard to gain a share of US markets. Recently, this has included buying up a significant amount of Super Bowl ad space. The company turned many heads when it debuted a new commercial during yesterday's game that repeated multiple times. So far, the initial investment is paying off. PDD stock has been rising steadily since market opened today. Okay, so there it is. Now you know what the product is. Now you know who owns it. And now you know who owns it, right? Are we good so far? Everybody good? Well, let's get back to the numbers, because at the end of the day, this is all very well and good. We like all of this, but does it make money? Well, in red, you have the S&P 500. If you'd put $10,000 in the S&P 500 in red, in 2019, you've now got 21 grand. You've doubled your money. Hooray for the S&P. If you bought PDD Holdings, which owns Pinduo, which owns TEMU, you will be up 56,000. Nearly a 6x. We like that. However, very much more volatile. See, I like the red line because I keep making money and I'm healthy. The blue line, I'm rich, I'm poor. I'm rich, I'm poor. Okay? I mean, but you're still up. And you've always been up, apart from that moment there and that little second there. But generally speaking, you're doing better. All right? So is it a good investment? Can we make money out of this? Well, let's find out. Let's get your credit card out. Order yourself some PD Holdings, Mr. Jordan Smith. Let's see if we can make money from this. You ready? Let's study the charts. Let's review it and let's look at the numbers. So the only way we can review this is to look at PDD Holdings. You can't buy TEMU by itself, right? It's a product inside a company, inside another company. Right. This is what we're looking at. This is PDD Holdings. Now I will share with you both bits of information here, just so we can be completely clear, because there are two parts of it. All right. So first of all, we're looking at PDD Holdings. I will share with you Pinduoduo. I know it's confusing. Just bear with me. PDD Pinduoduo. This is the Chinese segment of it. All right. We'll look at both so you can get a full idea of what's going on here. This is PDD intrinsic value. What it's saying here is undervalued by 5%. Best case scenario, undervalued by 56%. Worst case scenario, overvalued by 28%. Now, we can overvalue by 25% on a high growth stock. Potentially, we have that with this. Maybe. Are there any warnings? Good news is there are no warnings. This is accurate. This is accurate. We have a good intrinsic value. Let's go on the base case scenario. Undervalued. What is intrinsic value? There it is. You can pause the video and you can read that through yourself. Just thought of that yesterday. It's quite good, isn't it? Pause the video and you can read more details. Anyway, scrolling. Run a back test. We'll do it live. I'll run it through my system. You can use this software in a minute. And again, you can pause the screen and you can get more information from that. I will give you the link how you can use my software. It's the most advanced algorithmic software. It's not biased. It's not manipulated. Just the facts. It's what enables you to make the right decisions at the right time. In Q3, revenue soared to RMB. Now, of course, we are talking now Chinese currency. This isn't $68 billion. This is RMB, which I don't know what it is, but you can do your own research on that. And 94%, don't watch my video, just go and do your own research. 94% increase year on year. with substantial gains in both online marketing services, up 39% to RMB 39.7 billion, and transaction services of 315% to 29.1 billion. Costs rose significantly due to enhanced services, leading to a 263% spike in total costs of revenues. Operating expenses grew more modestly at 44%, reflecting strategic investments under the firm's development strategy. Non-GAAP R&D, research and development spending, hit a record 2.8 billion RMB, not dollars. GAAP net income reached 15.5 billion, and non-GAAP net income hit 17 billion, bolstered by successful platform initiatives like 10 billion program, which impacted over 620 million customers. Cash flow was also strong, with 32.5 billion generated from operations and 202.8 billion held in cash and investments. Now, we are looking at the moment in Pinduoduo. This is as close to the product of TEMU as you can get, right? Then this is held by PDD Holdings. So I'm showing you this because I think this will give you the most information. All right? Okay. Because what you're interested in is TEMU, right? Now then, the revenue is soaring, up 20% on the most recent range, and expecting it to go up and up and up. This is looking like a big opportunity right now. Growth income is up 16% on the most recent range and expected to virtually S-curve. Virtually an S-curve. Net income, massive rise here. 12%, and then we're expecting in 25, 26 for it to start going down. But of course, that's just guessing that far out, but that's what we have. Free cash flow, up 33%. Cash flow, very nice. Capital expenditure, we don't show any information there for a while. Lacking information. Okay. Operating cash flow, up 33%. Very nice indeed. Let's look at the balance sheet. The balance sheet suggests 314 billion in assets, 152 billion in cash. Long-term debt, just 1%. Just 1% is long-term debt. Good balance sheet. Long-term debt, 1.6 billion out of 152. Very, very good balance sheet. Very, very good. 203 billion. Remember, not dollars, right? Just so you know, right? Otherwise, that would be one of the biggest companies in the world. Just so you know, 300 billion. And this is was it RMB, whatever it was. So you can see, but what we're looking at is the percentages. That number doesn't really mean anything. What's important is the percentage of cash. That's what's important. That's what's important. And if you don't know what that is, 64% of our assets is cash. Very, very good. So forget whether it's dollars or yin yang or yu ying or Willy Wonka or, Willy Wonka. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is it's 65% of their balance sheet, which means it's a great balance sheet. Well funded. Gross margins, 67%. Compare that to other online retailers, of course. We need to do that. I'll give you the link for that in a minute. Operating margin, 23%. Net margin, 23%. 42% FCF. ROIC, 31%. 120% ROIC. All positive and all moving up in a very strong direction. So I predict their balance sheet and their profitability will be good. And there it is. 82%. 82% profitability score. Fantastic. I've never seen anyone higher. Remember, this is a Chinese online retailer selling cheap rubbish with huge markups. Cheap rubbish with huge markups. Great for the investor. Maybe good for the customer for 5 minutes and then it always breaks. Don't know if it's good for the environment, though. I don't know if all this cheap Chinese manufactured crap is any good for anybody, but it's good for the shareholder. It's good for the customer for 5 minutes. That's just my opinion. I'm a bit old school, I'm afraid. I like craftsmanship, building things that last forever. I come from England. I live down the road from Tintagel Castle. Been around for thousands of years. Been in my house all my life. Solid foundations. Prefer that kind of investment than cheap, throwaway rubbish. But it makes you lots of money, so maybe you want it. Solvency, 64%. Great balance sheet. Not going anywhere. Solid company. Well-funded. Good investment. 26% on the upside. 168. Highest forecast, 68%. Worst case scenario, down 14%. I think that's worth the risk. I think it's worth the risk. 14% downside on the worst case scenario. There's the competition. JD.com, of course, makes sense. I'll give you the link for that in a minute. You can go and access the competition and see for yourself. Short interest, just 3.9%. Not too bad. No short squeeze here. Not enough. 2 days ago, the Super Bowl. Let's talk about it.
Super Bowl, and that is TEMU. We just talked about that briefly. But while a lot of people are talking about the company today and how to pronounce it, do Super Bowl ads really drive traffic? This is always the question, especially when you see the numbers paid for those ads continue to tick higher. Courtney Reagan joins us with that story. Hey, Court.
Hi, Morgan. Yeah, TEMU, just like Taylor, right? I mean, that's the easy way to remember it for me. It was the second year for TEMU actually.
All right. We're not comparing TEMU to Taylor Swift. I'm already fed up with that. Cannot be doing that. I'm sick and tired of Taylor Swift being in absolutely everything. Taylor Swift drives me up the wall. She is in absolutely everything. So we're going to skip over that and go to this review instead, just so I don't have to have any more Taylor Swift on my show. Flipping heck.
Trillion erased in values of equities in China and Hong Kong since their peaks in early 2021. Jared Blickery has a closer look at some of the moves that we're seeing. Jared.
Blame the short sellers. That is where we are in this playbook. And we're seeing the Chinese Securities Regulatory Commission come down in quite a hard way on not only short sellers, but also sellers that are engaged in a market neutral strategy. So that's long sum, short sum. At the end of the day, all this means is the Chinese government has lost complete control over their stock market. Now, we are seeing some reaction to the upside here. Not a lot, but we've seen this before. But you take into totality of the year to date, and these are the members of the NASDAQ Golden Dragon China Index, we're seeing some serious losses here. I'll sort by performance. And you can see the middle stock here, the median stock is actually down 20% or more. And if I go back 1 year, it gets...
That will do on that, because that's what you're getting if you buying Chinese stocks. It's manipulated. It's the casino on steroids. Might make you money, but you are going to get on a dramatic ride. I would never buy anything like this, ever. Not that I would anyway, because I can't, because I only own the S&P for transparency, unbiased, impartial facts for the benefit of my viewer. I wouldn't anyway, but even if I could, I wouldn't, because I like to buy quality, not cheap, not rubbish, not manipulated stuff. This is not for me, I'm just saying. But some of you go, well, I don't care, I make money. And that's fine. Carry on, make some money. You just won't be, I won't be on the journey with you. All right. Okay. Last 90 days, 70%. Good positive analysis, sentiment. 63% over the last 30 days, 7 days, 65%, and today, 66% positive. So a lot of good positive sentiment on the stock there. Okay, certainly can make some money. So let's wrap up this review. Can you make money on this stock? Should you buy this stock? Does it make any sense? If we look at the charts, if we look at the numbers on the screen, if we cut through all the nonsense, can you make money? The answer is yeah. It's a company that prints money. It's got a great balance sheet. Is it the right time? Excuse me. Is it the right time to buy it? Well, it's trending up at the moment. Will it continue? I don't know. Has it got a good balance sheet? Yes. Does it make profits? Yes. Is it going to be around for a while? Yes. Is there going to be a short squeeze? No. Can this stock go down as fast as it went up? Absolutely. If we look at PDD Holdings, which is how we're looking at the moment, You can see if we go over the maximum period, you can see a lot of volatility here, up, down, left and right. Can you make more money than the S&P? Yes, definitely. But you are going to be riding a roller coaster, literally a roller coaster. So is it a buy from me? No, I would never buy anything like this if I was buying individual stocks. However, can it make you money? Absolutely. But just realize it's going to be a very rocky ride. Set your stop limit orders, set your buy orders. Don't just buy the market value because you'll lose money every time. Set limit orders, buy orders, and watch it very, very closely and get ready for some very fast action. So there you go. Click above my head if you want more information. Click below in the description. Over here, you'll find all my reviews. I've reviewed many, many stocks. I wouldn't be surprised if we rank number one for this within a few days, because we are now ranking for most of our stocks that we cover, and it's going up every day. All my reviews make their way onto Alpha Spread, the most advanced algorithmic software. Every one. Bloomberg, CNN get handpicked because they want the good reviews. With me, every single one makes it on the list. You can go and check. Every review I've ever made on my list is now on Alpha Spread. Now, if you want that software, above my head, down in the description, over here and over here, you can get that. You can get that link. My members get a lifetime discount or a free plan if you'd rather just have a couple of stocks to review with limited information. There you go. That was PDD Holdings. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.